Thailand and Cambodia to hold talks on deadly border conflict in Malaysia. Thailand says Malaysia to host talks on Monday. Both leaders expected to attend talks. Death toll over 30. Evacuations exceed 200,000 after 4 days of fighting. July 27. Reuters. The leaders of Thailand and Cambodia will attend mediation talks over their deadly border conflict in Malaysia on Monday, the Thai government said, even as both sides accused each other of launching fresh artillery strikes across contested areas. Talks are scheduled to begin at 3 p.m. local time, 0700 GMT on Monday, with acting Prime Minister Phumtham Wechayachai leading the Thai negotiating team, the government announced in a statement on Sunday night. Malaysia, which chairs the ASEAN Regional Cooperation Forum, has informed the Thai government that Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet would also be attending the talks, the statement said. Tensions between Thailand and Cambodia have intensified since the late May killing of a Cambodian soldier during a brief border skirmish. Border troops on both sides were reinforced amid a full-blown diplomatic crisis that brought Thailand's fragile coalition government to the brink of collapse. Hostilities resumed on Thursday, and within just 4 days, escalated into the worst fighting between the Southeast Asian neighbors in more than a decade. The death toll has risen above 30, including 13 civilians in Thailand and 8 in Cambodia, while authorities report that more than 200,000 people have been evacuated from border areas. Monday's talks come after Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim last week proposed a ceasefire, and US President Donald Trump said on Saturday that the two leaders had agreed to work on a ceasefire. Calls for peace. Bangkok and Phnom Penh have each accused the other side of sparking last week's hostilities. Cambodia's defense ministry said Thailand had shelled and launched ground assaults on Sunday morning at a number of points along the border. The ministry's spokesperson said heavy artillery was fired at historic temple complexes. For me, I think it is great if Thailand agreed to stop fighting so both countries can live with peace, Phnom Penh University student Shrung Nita told Reuters. The Thai army said Cambodian forces had fired shots into several areas, including near civilian homes on Sunday, and were mobilizing long-range rocket launchers. The situation remains tense, and Cambodian troops may be preparing intensified military operations to inflict maximum damage in the final stages before negotiations, the army said in an update. In the Thai province of Sisaket, Reuters reporters heard shelling throughout Sunday, and said it was unclear which side of the border it was on. A government health clinic about 10 kilometers, 6 miles from the border, had shattered windows, collapsed walls and exposed wiring. Local media reported it was hit by artillery on Saturday, 2 days after the building and surrounding neighborhood was evacuated. Only a few men remained to look after their homes, camping near a makeshift bunker they had dug for protection. Intermittent sounds of artillery fire could be heard in the distance. It's great that America is insisting on the ceasefire because it would bring peace, Sisaket resident Thavorn Tusauman told Reuters. Thailand and Cambodia have bickered for decades over undemarcated points along their 817-kilometer, 508-mile land border, with ownership of the ancient Hindu temples Tamoan Tom and the 11th century Preah Vihear central to the disputes. Preah Vihear was awarded to Cambodia by the International Court of Justice in 1962, but the situation worsened in 2008 after Cambodia attempted to list it as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Skirmishes over several years brought at least a dozen deaths. Cambodia said in June it had asked the International Court of Justice to resolve its disputes with Thailand. Bangkok says it has never recognized the court's jurisdiction and prefers a bilateral approach. Thai and Cambodian leaders head to Malaysia for peace talks. Bangkok Slack. PH Noam PENH. July 28. Reuters. The leaders of Thailand and Cambodia were set to hold talks in Malaysia on Monday to reach a ceasefire in their deadly border dispute, with the United States saying its officials would be assisting in the peace process. Thailand's government said it was attending talks arranged by Malaysia in its role as chair of the regional ASEAN bloc, while Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet said the talks were co-organized by the United States with the participation of China. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said State Department officials were in Malaysia to assist peace efforts, after President Donald Trump had earlier said that he thought both leaders wanted to settle the conflict. "We want this conflict to end as soon as possible," Rubio said in statement released late on Sunday in the US and early Monday in Asia. State Department officials are on the ground in Malaysia to assist these peace efforts. Tensions between Thailand and Cambodia have intensified since the killing in late May of a Cambodian soldier during a brief border skirmish. Border troops on both sides were reinforced amid a full-blown diplomatic crisis that brought Thailand's fragile coalition government to the brink of collapse. Hostilities broke out last Thursday and have escalated into the worst fighting between the Southeast Asian neighbors in more than a decade. The death toll has risen above 30, including more than 20 civilians, while authorities report that more than 200,000 people have been evacuated from border areas. Anwar to chair talks. Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim had proposed ceasefire talks soon after the border dispute erupted into conflict on Thursday, and China and the United States also offered to assist in negotiations. Thailand had said it supported calls for a ceasefire in principle, but wanted to negotiate bilaterally, while Cambodia had called for international involvement. Anwar said he expected to chair the negotiations after being asked by representatives of the two governments to try to find a peace settlement, state media agency Bernama reported. So I'm discussing the parameters, the conditions, but what is important is an immediate ceasefire, he said, late on Sunday.